This is what we have going on with the Digital Blueprint Mastermind. Last night, I actually did something a little different. I sent out a short questionnaire with all of the skill sets, such as writing a book, starting a YouTube channel, creating corporations, and I put all the stuff that I have done that I know how to do, and I asked people what did they want to learn. And I woke up this morning and I checked it and I was blown away. This survey, and it's really short, takes you 2 minutes to do, had the most answers, most responses of anything that I've ever put out before. So what we're gonna do with this mentorship, we're gonna have two forms of mentorship. We're gonna have group coaching, and then we're gonna have the baller level. Once again, most of you are not gonna be able to afford this because for me to do the baller level, the hands-on stuff, I can only do so many. So what I want you to do is go below, hit the survey questions, and tell me what you want to learn so we can go ahead and get started on this. There will be two forms of mentorship. There will be the group coaching, and then there will be the baller level. And now as we go along, I'll talk about that. So the link to hit the survey questions and to ask to learn the things you want to learn, just go below and then we'll adjust that. All right, the 2023 economy. How do you navigate the financial turbulence? And we're going to take on a very different tone going forward. The best way to navigate the financial turbulence is to make more money. There's really nothing you can do to save money when your whole paycheck goes for you to live. There's nothing you can do. And I just see this, and I saw this comment, and this is something, if you don't know, I used to work in healthcare. I used to work in the lab, so I know what nurses make. And then I saw this comment, nurses can make $2,000 to $3,000 per week. And I'm like, no, they can't. The average nurse makes $38 an hour, 38 to 40 bucks an hour. For you to make $3,000 a week, you gotta be making 65 to 70 bucks an hour, and nurse practitioners don't make that. Nurse practitioners make 55. And I'm getting out here, and I'm just sitting here, I'm just wondering, where do people get all of this information? And it hit me. They get it from the internet. People are really good at throwing something into the fire that they have not done. Because I'm just sitting there like, nurses don't make, nurses, now specialized nurse anesthetist, this is someone who assists anesthesiologists, they do make $200,000. Highly specialized nurses with special skill sets do make a lot more money, but the average nurse without specialized skill sets, it doesn't. And this is one of the things that just throws me kind of crazy is the number of people who don't want to specialize anything. I saw this comment on the New Hustlers Kung Fu channel talking about, I don't want to specialize. And I'm gonna tell you from personal experience, being known and specializing in something gets you more money. Just, I see this all of the time. And once again, I'm a YouTuber, so I do understand YouTuber methodology, so to speak. And a lot of YouTubers don't want to put out that you need to specialize. It's like you can kind of float your way. And let me go ahead and tell you, there's 100 million YouTube channels, and only 10 million channels have 1,000 subscribers or more. Only 10 million. And when you get to 100,000 subscribers in the United States, there's like 70,000 YouTube channels in all the United States that have 100,000 subscribers. So one of the things that we have to do is we got to get real. We got to get real, because one of the things that is happening, one of the things that we're putting together, one of the things that we're situating on is people who do not want to specialize, do not want to own anything. And it's kind of like a man getting married. Most men today don't want to get married. They don't want to get married. They want to have a wife. Don't want to have kids. That's fine. That's your life. You do what you want. But typically, married men make more money. And I'm going to tell you why. And this is something that I discovered. When you have a dedicated partner, you're not out trying to find a partner. The average man spends anywhere from $500 to $2,000 a month seeking partners. This is one of the reasons that NFL, NBA players and stuff go broke, because they all out there balling. I forget who was it in the strip club, and they dropped $1 million in the strip club. To me, that's just crazy. Just to throw money at women at a strip club, that's just crazy. But this is one of the things that happens, and to survive in the 2023 economy and the 2024 economy, we got to start getting real. We got to start buckling down. We got to start doing the things that we need to do. Because the thing is, one of the reasons I'm doing the mentorship is I want people to be successful. I want people to elevate. I want people to have more money. And one of the things that is happening is people do not have a good concept of the things that they need to do to be successful. Because, you know, one of the things I do, I study YouTube quite a bit. I study YouTube every day, and I see there's some really good YouTube channels that are putting out good information. They do not get the views. And there's a discussion about negative content plus positive content. I can tell you from personal experience that whenever I put up something positive, like the get into doing vans for people to live in, a lot of people didn't like that video. And then I did another video talking about it, and a lot of people didn't do that video. Then I put up a video talking about a number of women that will get into sex work. Video took off. Because the reality is, once again, unemployment is at 3.9%. Let's just go ahead and say 4%. And I have a feeling that in 2024, unemployment is going to get to 8 to 12%. That's where I feel it's heading, because the Fed is messing with the rates, and the rates are messing with the markets, and everything's just kind of crazy at the moment, right? But I want you to understand this. If you put it in your mind to make more money, guess what's going to happen? You will make more money. How do I know this? Once again, personal experience. 2009, that's when I started, August 2009. 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, unemployment was at 10%. And you want to know what? I was not part of that party, so to speak. I was working on selling my storage auction book. I had a storage auction book, I had a YouTube channel, I had a blog. This created 7 figures of income in a recession with 10%. See, here's the thing. One of the things that you have to do is get busy. You have to get busy on doing the things that you need to do to grow, to open up your doors. You have to get busy. And during that time period, I was busy writing my book, producing YouTube videos, and writing my blog. I was busy, I was active, I was busy, I was doing the things that would make money. And this is one of the things you gotta do. And there's this whole, if I could just change my attitude. These videos, I love to watch them, because essentially there's videos on YouTube. It's like when I changed the way that I thought, I started making 6 figures. And you can watch the video, and there's absolutely nothing in the video that says I do A, do B, do C, there's none of that guidance. It's all this feel good stuff, this earthy, this Rudy, this, incense type stuff that you will make money by just thinking differently. I personally do not think that's the case. I do not think that you will make more money if you start to think differently. I do think if you start to think differently and start to do things differently, you will make more money. See, you got to have that marriage between thinking and doing. Just, I'm going to sit here and think about rainbows and sherbet and ponies and happy days. Okay, you can do that all day and you can still be poor. You're still going to be poor. And one of the things that is happening here is, YouTube is a really interesting thing. I am having to work hard to adjust my content that YouTube feeds me because I have a channel where I actually started watching some college football on YouTube. Big mistake. That channel is throwing me, I get thrown 20, 30 college football previews, these guys who have these podcasts. I'm like, okay, I'm interested, but I'm not that interested. So I'm actually having to turn this stuff down and remain focused, because with the mentorship, once again, there will be two tracks. There'll be the group coaching track and there'll be the baller status. Once again, I'm not going to apologize this, because with the baller status, with me giving you my phone number, me working deeply with you, I can only do that for so many people. I can only do that for maybe 20, 25 people. And then at that point, I got to shut that down, because I cannot do that for everyone. I just simply can't. So essentially, this whole project of the mentorship is to create something for the future. And that's one of the things that we must do. We must be looking at the future, because one of the things that is happening is people do not understand the economy. And let's go ahead and talk about the economy. Financial turbulence. Interest rates are going up. Housing prices are going up. Car prices are going up. What does that mean for you? What does that mean for you? What are you going to do with that information? Because, if you want to live well in this economy, you can, if you want to. But once again, and this is something we talk about, you can go ahead and get you a passport and leave the United States and go somewhere cheaper. And let me just go ahead and ask this. Like, I put up 2 videos and I said, this video is not going to become a Passport Bro channel. And for most of you, thank you. Most of you respect that. But I still have people trying to sneak in that these passports are doing wonderful and big things. Okay. If you believe in being a Passport Bro, get your passport. Go to the country you want to go to. Leave the YouTube channel out of it. Because for me, once again, I'm going to say it, for most of y'all, being a passport bro is a fantasy. It ain't going to happen, because you don't have the skill sets to make that happen. And that's why I don't want to get in this conversation. I don't want to be talking about this, because I was born in the United States of America, and that's pretty much where I'm going to stay. So let's go ahead and get away from these discussions of these fantasies, because I can tell you, as someone who lived in Japan for 6 months, being in a foreign country around a bunch of people who are not like you, who don't speak your language, in the beginning is very exciting. But after a while, it can get to you. It can get to you. That's all I got to say on that. But, we're getting ready to tune up some stuff. And one of the reasons that I have not dropped out the training, and this is probably the first time that I've ever asked you guys, what do you want to learn? First time ever. So I'm getting ready to do some stuff very, very differently, very, very differently. Also, the group coaching is going to be probably the cheapest thing. I see all of these comments. It's like, man, I go look at your training and I can't afford it. And one of the things, I'm not really pushing or selling anything except at the New Hustlers Kung Fu, where the pricing is more adjusted. I will tell you, the group training will probably be some of the cheapest stuff that I've ever done, because I want to get a whole bunch of people toned up, tuned up to make money in this new economy, because I know from personal experience that you can make a lot of money in a recession. Let me say this again. I know from personal experience, you can make a lot of money in a recession. You can do it. You can do it. But the thing is, you gotta work. You gotta work. This is not something that's just gonna happen because you hope and wish. But there's so many things you can do. There's industries, there's products. You can start an e-commerce brand. Yes, e-commerce. This is something else that's real interesting. Amazon.com used to have 50% of the internet web traffic sales, right? It's moved down to 37%. Why? Because a lot of people, Walmart has some very high e-commerce traffic. Target has very high e-commerce traffic. When Target shuts down this store, you know, a lot of people are hearing this, that Walmart, Target, and banks, they're shutting down their locations. They're shutting down their locations because of automation. And you could do things like one of my banks, and this is strange. I bank with PNC Bank. There's one location that doesn't handle cash. Let me say this again. They don't handle cash. You must do all of your banking transactions on the computer or in the kiosk. They do not take trash. They literally changed the whole bank. They used to have a counter. The counter's gone. And this is one of the things. Banks, these stores, because oh, they're doing bad. No, they're just cutting costs, because what is the point in having a physical location when you can make the same money digitally? It makes no sense. And this is one of the things that, this was an old video, it's gone, but I was talking about you need to start up an e-commerce website before you start a storefront, because I can tell you from personal experience, having a store, it can be one of the most hit and miss things, because essentially you're just sitting around waiting for people to come in. And with stores, Target, I noticed this in Target the other day. Target will only have 1 or 2 attended checkout lines, and the most of the traffic is going through self-checkout. Most of it's going, and I understand that, but one of the things that I have found out is, like with Target, you can go ahead and get something and then you go to the self-checkout and then the tag's missing. You know what I do? I just leave it right there. I just leave it right there, because the whole hassle of trying to go back and find it, and that was something that a regular checkout person could help me with. And I have left, I went to get a bath bomb, I went to get a sponge, I went to get all kinds of stuff, right? And it just, it didn't have a tag on it, so I just left it. Because once again, I understand the economy that we live in. I am being watched when I'm at that checkout. There's somebody paying attention, there's a camera on me, and the last thing I need is to go ahead and take a bath bomb or something and end up getting arrested and then having all that on the internet. Clinton Cameron gets arrested at Target. News at 11. I'll just leave it, because nothing that I grab is worth me getting arrested. And this is one of the things that people don't understand, that this whole self-checkout thing is going to get tighter and tighter and tighter, because they know that there are people who are going to try to scan this and then throw this in the bag. And I guarantee you that they have measures. I guarantee you, I'm not trying to trip up these measures, but essentially, if you want to make money in the new economy, you've got to go ahead and put yourself out there. You've got to go ahead and put yourself in this position for you to win. So that's all I got for you guys today. Go ahead, hit the survey questions. I'm really interested in talking to you guys in the future. And that's all we got for today. So I will talk to you in the next video.